Hey there, Michelle here from Michelle's Party Planet, and today I'm going to show you the EENOUR Automatic Tumbler Press. Included with this heat press are some heat-resistant gloves and the user manual. To start, we're going to go ahead and turn on the tumbler press just by clicking this button here on the right. You're going to want to make sure you refer to the manual before you start. The manual includes 4 default settings for 4 different modes. To create a 20-ounce sublimation tumbler, we're going to use mode 1. The temperature is 360 degrees Fahrenheit, and the first timer will be for 60 seconds. It will rotate, and then it'll go another 60 seconds. So I selected mode 1, and as you can see, the temperature is rising. The manual includes panel instructions and guidance. It also shows you how you can change the temperature and time and pressure for depending on what substrate you're using. And it also includes an operation step-by-step guide. It walks you through all the steps necessary to prepare your substrate and also how to use it in the tumbler press. There are also instructions for a mug. There's a printing parameters reference section, as well as a page of troubleshooting. And the last page has the warranty information that you're going to want to make sure you read through. So overall, that's very thorough. Again, we're going to start with mode 1. And per the instructions in the guide, they recommend that you go ahead and put a blank substrate inside as it heats up to temperature. And as you can see, there's the information here on the guide. So when you use this tumbler press, you're going to want to make sure you put a blank in there just as it's heating up to temperature. Once you're at temperature, you're going to go ahead and remove the substrate. Make sure you wear your heat-resistant gloves. And I like to use a heat press mat so that I have a place to put my hot substrates. I'm going to go ahead and sublimate a 20-ounce tumbler. I already have it wrapped and taped. I also add some butcher paper just to protect the press. You press the button, and as you can see, it's going to go ahead and close automatically. The main feature of this heat tumbler press is it's going to actually rotate the substrate for you. And we'll see that right now. So after the first 60 seconds, it opens up and it will turn from the bottom. It will rotate the opening space towards the back so you can have a full coverage tumbler. And there it goes, it's rotating, and then now it's going to go ahead and close again. Once it closes, it will start the second 60-second press. As I mentioned, it has 4 modes, and it includes temperature, time, and pressure. And mode 1 is a default for a regular 20-ounce tumbler. It's done, so we're going to go ahead and take this out and put it on my heat pad to let it cool. And then we'll remove the paper to reveal the design. I don't let it cool all the way down. I kind of remove it when it's still warm. But here we can see that it has a full press from the top to bottom. As you can see, it has a full coverage print from top to bottom, all the way around. That looks pretty good. Here's a closer look to the bottom. I like to use the flat bottom tumblers, and as you can see, it worked pretty good. I don't see any ghosting. It looks great. Next, I put in a 30-ounce skinny tumbler, which is really tall, and unfortunately, I don't have a printer that prints large enough, so I'm using sublimation print paper. It's available by the roll, and it doesn't require a printer. It already has a design printed on it, and all you have to do is wrap it around your substrate. This print is a marble pattern with a white background. So we're just going to go ahead and remove the protective paper that I put around it. Again, that was just to protect the press from any ink bleed. I like to put plenty of tape. Some people can do their substrates with just 3 pieces, but I like to use a lot of tape, which is just my preference. Let's check out the results. Looks good. Again, it's just a marble design, so I don't see any ghosting, and that could be that the design is very forgiving. Now we're going to move on to a glass can. And for this one, I'm using mode 2. I'm using mode 2 because the glass can is larger than the tumbler. And according to the manual, that's the proper one to use. I do need to change the temperature because I don't need it to be 390 degrees. I just need it to be 360. So I reduce the temperature, wrap my print around the design, and we're going to go ahead and try this one. Again, you just press the button, it automatically closes, and then after the first 120 seconds, it's going to turn and do the second 120 seconds. So that's a total of 4 minutes, which is pretty standard for a glass can. And there it is, being turned and then closed again. Again, I'm using mode 2 for glass cans. It's already set up for the diameter and pressure needed. I only had to adjust the temperature. Okay, it's all done, so I'm going to go ahead and take that out. I'm going to let that cool for a couple of minutes, and then we'll go ahead and unwrap it. Again, I use butcher paper. Some people use parchment paper. I like the butcher paper. I get a big roll from Sam's Club, so it's very affordable and economical. This is still warm, so I'm carefully taking off this tape. And there it is. You can see this is a frosted glass can. The print came out very nicely. I don't see any spaces where there's any gaps or ghosting. It looks really good. Again, let's just check out the seam. I don't see anything with this design. It's pretty forgiving, but I don't see anything, so I'm very happy with that. Okay, now I'm going to do something with the handle. And for that, we need to do mode 4. Mode 4 will not spin, it will not rotate your substrate. Of course, you don't want to rotate it if there's a handle. Again, we're going to use mode 4. I just adjusted the temperature, and now I'm going to go ahead and put a ceramic mug inside. Again, it's wrapped with the print and some butcher paper. I didn't have to change any other setting besides the temperature. Mode 4 has a diameter range of 3.03 inches to 3.15, which is perfect for a mug. I did adjust the time to 240 seconds. The default was 300, but I did not have to change the pressure. Okay, so it's all done. We're going to go ahead and take this out, let it cool for a few minutes, and again, take off the paper. This is an 11-ounce mug, and I found that I had a little bit of a challenge to get the sizing correct. I did notice with this tumbler press, there is a larger gap between the mug handle and the mug. So I had to make some adjustments, and I recommend you just measure your substrates and make the necessary adjustments on your designs. As you can see, the design faded here. That's because my print was just a little bit too big. So I made some adjustments, and I did another mug, and this one is going to be a 15-ounce mug. Another feature of this tumbler press is you can lay it on its back and do 2 mugs at a time. So here I'm going to go ahead and do 2 15-ounce mugs at the same time. The temperature and time is going to be the same as my previous setting. That's 360 degrees for 240 seconds in mode 4 so that it does not rotate. Again, this is laying down on its back, and it works exactly the same way as it does if it's standing up. Okay, go ahead and remove these, let them cool, and then I'll show you the design. As I said, I made some adjustments so these came out better. I don't have any faded edges. I did make one with some scrap print so it didn't go all the way to the top, but that was just because I wanted to try 2 at once. And here I also did a frosted glass mug with a handle. So I adjusted the time and temperature, but I left the settings the same for mode 4. I'll go ahead and show you all the results again as I go over my final thoughts of the Automatic Tumbler Press by EENOUR. Overall, I'm very happy with the results on all the substrates I tried. Any errors with the printing was a user error. Either I didn't have the right measurement or it was just something that I didn't do. The machine itself worked great. I do want to add that you can replace the heater on this tumbler press. Refer to the guide for that instruction and also refer to the warranty. I was very impressed with the automatic rotating feature. That feature to me is a time saver. While I was making all these tumblers and mugs, I was able to walk away in between if there was any type of rotation, when normally I have to watch over my tumblers. So if you're looking for an automatic tumbler press, I encourage you to check this one out. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.